Alrighty, he's somewhere over here. He's running back and forth, getting toys and whatnot. But yeah, he's having a good day. We were just outside for quite a bit of time. But anyway, Bitcoin's on the verge of breaking out right now, or at least it's trying to. So we're going to see how this push and pull goes out. Are we going to be hitting certain levels of resistance and support? And we're going to be watching that pretty closely here. So as we zoom out a little bit right here, that was just a 5-minute chart, so it's going to look a little bit dramatic. Basically, what you have going on here is a continuation of what we were talking about last night, where you're seeing Bitcoin trying to break out above this level of resistance. Right now, it's close. We haven't broken above yesterday's highs just yet, but again, we are very, very close, and this is where you're going to see a big battle take place between the bulls and the shorts, and they're going to either try to get Bitcoin to break out or get a very nasty rejection. One of these two is going to be forced to capitulate today, which means a lot of volatility, a lot of opportunity for your profits to kind of roll in here. And of course, it gives an opportunity for altcoins to get back on their grind, because altcoins were kind of meh over the last night, basically. Now we're starting to get that picked up again. And hey, Marley, hope to see you. Happy to see you back. And hey, Haram, what's up? Not much. I mean, I was literally just outside talking with a friend on the phone. And Loki was playing outside for a good 45 minutes or so. And just hopped back inside. I looked at my charts and I was like, oh, Bitcoin's going up right now. Let me make a video about that. Then I was like, you know what? Nobody watches my videos on Bitcoin, so I will go stream. So I just hopped right onto a stream after I made some nice orange spice, and I added a little bit of hibiscus on it. Orange spice hibiscus tea is probably what it's called, because I figured this might be a long one, and it's going to be nice to just be able to drink some tea. Should have added some honey to it, but I totally forgot, so it's just kind of tea water. But you know what? That tastes okay too. Loki's all over the place right now. I think because I'm facing this way, I moved my chart from this monitor to this one. He feels somewhat ignored, so he's going to jump on me a little bit today, but from the hidden side over here where you guys can't see him. Loki. Oh no, he found me over here. Loki, where's Loki? Yeah. So he's still active because we basically just came back inside. He did not want to leave the outside, but you know, he's in a hyper mood right now, and yeah, so he's going back and forth. But you'll see him a little bit running throughout the place. But things are good. Let me see right here. Definitely watching your Bitcoin videos, but yeah, I appreciate it. It's just for whatever reason they don't get any traction. I don't really know why. So I'm just gonna keep on doing streams. I think that works out. If you guys want to learn anything from the videos, you know, you can hear it from my stream pretty much within the first 30 seconds to a couple minutes. I usually kind of break down the whole day, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for those daily videos, because there's only so many strategies I can probably make on here when there's a lot of better ones on YouTube, but I'll figure it all out. Anyway, Bitcoin's still roaring on. We have this order block right here. What I'm going to try to do is something I don't do all too often. If I put this over here, time frame, let's go with the daily chart. Now let's go over here to the 15-minute chart so we can see if that order block really does continue on or not. No, it does not. That is a pain in the butt. Do I have to make this somewhat longer or something? So maybe a swing trade. 5,000, 15 minutes. Oh, it doesn't go that back. 515 minutes. No. 100? No, 100 is the max. Does it do anything? No, it doesn't. Oh well, shucks. Well, basically, you can see that level of resistance right above it, and we're kind of teetering into it. We're trying to break this high from yesterday. We're not there yet, but we're pretty darn close. If I go over here to the 5-minute chart, stretch it out just enough for you guys to see everything going on, maybe even make this full screen for a second. Almost. Just almost there. I think that level of resistance that we can actually, I can even draw a line on this. There you go. And back to the 15. The resistance level's at 48,200. We are currently very close to that. We got smacked down on the 5-minute chart, but again, you know, this is just part of the back and forth that we're going to be seeing with a lot of day traders here. After we're able to break above this level right here, we should be able to try to go up towards 48,969. But again, this candle looks very freaking weird. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to continue this going on to next week, and it's not going to be one of those weeks where we all come crashing back down and try to test out support around like $44,000 or so. But we'll have signs, there'll be signs in the hour chart and the 4-hour chart if something like that were to occur. Right now, everything is pretty much ready to launch forward again. Even here on the hourly chart, no death cross because we're pumping. Things are starting to make their moves. So because it was so much sideways yesterday, there we go. I'll try to show it to you guys like that so we can watch it. This doesn't feel right looking at it like that. I don't know why. What indicators do I use? I mean, it kind of depends on the strategy. Typically, what you're going to see me using is a Smart Money Concepts indicator by Lux Algo, the free one, or I guess right now I'm using the Price Action Concepts one, which is a paid one, but the free one works just fine too. Then you're going to see me just typical MACD, stochastic, RSI. Every now and again, I'll add in some stuff like a VWAP or, but that's usually when I'm trading stocks, as I trust the volume coming from exchanges a lot more than in crypto. But typically those are some of the things. I try not to go too crazy because a lot of you guys don't pay for like the premium or the higher enterprise, whatever, trading view stuff. So what typically happens is if I give you guys a layout, you guys might not be able to have it. Like right now I have like 10 different things right here. Some of you guys are limited to I think like 2 or 3. So, I will only have like 2 or 3, well in this case 4 different things. But really the 3 things are just the moving averages. So nothing crazy here. Got any experience using BingX to short trade Bitcoin? No, BingX isn't allowed where I'm at. I don't have access to it. They tried to sponsor the channel a long time ago, but they didn't want to pay any money. So I was just like, I don't feel like working for free. They're like, we can help you build your audience. So I was like, no, I don't like working for free. But yeah, I haven't done much with BingX because, well, primarily they used to be allowed here, but now they're not. Seeing, hey GT, happy to see you back, my man. Oh, and Pablo, nice to see you. Think 50K is possible over the weekend? Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's going to be one of those kind of larger surge events. Expect a lot of resistance every $1,000 after we break out above 49,000, so 49, 50, 51, and so forth here. But at least at this point, it's been not too difficult, right? We're getting closer. We want to keep this momentum up because once the momentum slows for maybe 1 to 2 days, that's we're going to see much more of a larger pullback. Not all the way down here like we've been talking about, like 36, 37, but maybe back down here to 45, 46, that type of pullback so we can consolidate and try to continue moving on. But once that resistance is broken, it makes it a lot easier basically to consolidate and break above it in the future. Once the resistance is broken, it's just easier to continue, breaking through it and so forth here, right? But right now, really just a waiting game here. Why does this feel so off? Something about this. I think these are just too much. No, because you guys won't be able to see them otherwise. I don't know. I think it's just because I moved the chart over the monitor. It's not like my typically what I see every day. All right, one thing here though. Daily chart, Bitcoin's making a surge. This is what we're looking at. Ethereum still making a move. Ethereum has a lot more upside than Bitcoin right now, but again, Bitcoin's the one leading everything. ADA still looks good. ADA looks really good for today. It just broke above the 50-day moving average. This thing can have a surge all the way up here to 57, 58 cents. That's something right there. Dogecoin, see, Dogecoin's not even positive today. It's still going sideways here. It's looking to have a breakout today or tomorrow, but it's only going to try to get up here to like 0.086 or so, which is profit. Don't get me wrong, but we're waiting for that large surge like it likes to do. Ape token, another one to look out for. Arbitrum, oh, this one's not bad. It's up against a level of resistance. This is going to be a big day for that. As long as it doesn't break down below that, I'm pretty happy with it. Bonk is continuing to go higher. We looked at this last night, I think. It did actually, no, it hasn't gone higher yet. It's pretty much like matched that level. It's trying hard. I guess, everything's up against those levels of resistance right now. AVAX, oh, there we go. We talked about this one a little bit last night as well. Breakout, this is a 2-hour chart, but the breakout, it's been working out so far. We just had a breakout there. Let's see if we can find a 15-minute chart. Well, we had a couple breakouts anyway. One there, and then one there. Ooh, that was an interesting one. It wicked above, but didn't break out. It broke out here, and so far, you're seeing everybody try to climb into it at this point. It's up 6% though. ICP is finally making a move. Again, at a level of resistance, but it's trying to break out. ID token seems to have stagnated a little bit here. Honestly, it was hard to catch that move. So if you're like trading this, you're still in a pretty decent spot. But you know, if you bought over here, of course you're happy. But anything else, it's like kind of weird to be holding it right now. Anything else we moving? UFO token. I have some of this, but it's a very small market cap token. I mean, very small. Look how much it's fallen down from what, November? Fell down 49%. Right now, it's still down 46%. Even over the last, you know, there you go, few months, it's definitely been volatile. Let me go over here to the weekly chart. This is an interesting one. Anything else? Oh, and the tether to USD Binance US chart specifically, it did fix itself last night, which was very good. I still don't know exactly what happened. Well, now it's coming back. I don't know what's going on with this at all. I just don't understand it. So nobody's been freaking out about it. I just think it's something going on with Binance. I don't think Binance US. I think we're all gonna be fine. But for whatever reason, their specific tether to Binance USD tether to US dollar on Binance.us is having some issues. I don't know why they're having issues, but it doesn't seem to be enough to scare people, and I think that's the important thing. I was going to say, like, hey, it went back to normal. I checked it out a little bit ago, but no, it started falling back down again, so that kind of sucks. Besides that, coin market cap, time to take a tea break. Okay, that's too hot. Sorry, whenever I have fresh tea and I know it's going to be hot, even if it's in one of these containers, I always just do the slowest of slopes just to make sure I don't burn my tongue, because I have burned my tongue a lot on tea. Anyway, okay. FTX token's having a pop today. Not something I'd really trade all too much. It has like a $652 million market cap. It's up 23%. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Immutable X, we talked about that one. It's still moving up. Beam is still doing fine. Bonk, we talked about that one, of course. That position's doing fine. AVAX, Pendle. Ooh, Pendle. How's Pendle doing? I think I added that to the here, didn't I? No, I didn't. Justice. I bought some Pendle a few days ago. Oh, I can only add it. Okay, I see. Oh, no, it's still stagnant. It's probably just off of yesterday's stuff. Nothing crazy. It made a high today, I guess, but, you know, nothing else. How is... A couple things here. We did some small trades on BYDFi just to see how they were, just to try to do some day trades with the 10x leverage. And then, excuse me, we're going to be adding some longer term ones as well. But I just wanted to see how those 10x ones were. There's not a lot of money behind these. Don't act like I'm not doing like $100 plus trades, something like that. It's just to catch the percentage to see if we're right about the trade and how much percentage back we can get from it. Okay. So let me go back over here. There we go. So I would say it's mixed results right now. Right now, the injective, that one's down about 8% at this point. The Ocean one, that's up 4%, but that's a long-term trade. The Ape is a long-term trade. The Maddox long-term trade. Maddox hasn't done anything. Ape is up a little bit. That's nice to see. The trades that we were talking about were NMR, AI, and then Rune, more just a volatile stock right now. Oh, Rune turned positive. No, NMR turned, one of these turned positive. NMR turned positive. NMR was down about 30-40% yesterday. Now it's up 30%. That's good. And Rune is up around 40%. That was down a little bit from yesterday, actually. So it's still doing fine, but it looks like it's still consolidating. So overall, we're looking at some stuff right here that's good. I know it's hard to see behind my head. Maybe if I go over here to the Fairdesk one as well. Let me see. You know, we were down about $800, $900 just a couple weeks ago. Now we're only down 138. Got some good stuff and some bad stuff. These are all long-term holds, so these are not day trades or even swing trades. We're selling this basically when Bitcoin has a death cross on between the 50 and the 20 after all-time highs, all-time high, death cross. We're selling around here selling around here. Not that one. Selling around here. That's basically what we're looking for right now for all our long-term altcoins. Hopefully we don't sell them and then they break out afterwards. That'd be tragic, but typically seems to be a good place to start selling your altcoins. And so we're not touching these for quite a bit of time. Most of you guys, I would say probably just be careful, because let me hide my face here. Not everybody has to do leveraged long-term longs. I think I'm just doing this kind of for fun and to see how it works for a cycle. But you typically want to have some money over here on the sidelines just in case it does decide to plop down and something crashes. It just makes it so your account doesn't go like a liquidation or something like that, which could be just very bad. Let's just say that. But I am paying fees on this every day that I have my longs here. They're very small fees, funding rate 0.0012%, countdown. I got like 3 hours left basically. So, I am paying for this, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of these tokens are just going to go like crazy high over time, and I'm going to be just fine, holding on to them. But again, it'll be interesting to see how this works out. All right, back over here to Bitcoin very fast though. I want to see, now we're getting knocked back down again just a tad. Weren't able to break out. So probably best to go to the hour chart right now. That actually gives you an idea of what's going on. I'm going to move this over here so I can actually read what you guys are saying. Ultra listed on Bitget. Ooh, nice. Let's see, I wonder if Ethereum or Binance will release statements on what happened. I don't know, because so Tether was perfectly fine as far as other exchanges. So we checked out Coinbase, USD, right? Tether, not Coinbase. There's a few other exchanges we checked, like KuCoin, excuse me. And they were all personally fine. Some of you guys checked out your own personal platforms, and they were good as well. I don't know exactly what was going on there. It was just very, very confusing. But nobody's freaking out about it. And if nobody's freaking out about this, and it's been happening for over the last 24 hours, I think something is fine, right? I don't know how many people even trade on Binance US, but maybe they're just moving funds over. I really don't know. But nobody's panicking, so I'm not going to panic about it, right? Bonk still going up. Let me go over here very quick. 1 hour chart. It's stagnating a little bit, but you kind of feel like it's trying to flag and then break out. I bet it's just kind of waiting for Bitcoin right now. You're typically just going to be a little bit more concerned when you start seeing the breakdown here. You are seeing a little bit more bearish action, but honestly, just wait for the pattern to give you a decision here. Either going to have a confirmed breakout where we hold, or we're going to break down and have a larger consolidation where you're thinking of this breakdown here. Why do I have this? I want to hit the pointer. There we go. And then we start talking about maybe coming back down here towards some smaller levels of support, and then trying to have a rebound, but nothing too crazy. Over the last, when was this? Pretty much ever since this morning, it's already rallied up 7%. It's okay if it cools down a little bit in order to have a larger move, which is what I'm hoping is going to be happening here pretty soon. There needs to be a way to audit the holding. Right now, it's hard to audit any exchange. I think the best we've been able to get so far is if you go to any exchange out there, this is a Binance, this is a Fairdesk, BYDFi, Femex, Bybit, whatever. They'll usually have like on their front page something like a their licenses. What is it called? Proof of reserves. There we go. Right. So these will be updated maybe once a week, I think, on most exchanges. And basically, you'll see the proof of reserves, make sure everything is fine, right? And then they'll have their wallet details, so you can kind of go, ooh, let me go over here and see how many Bitcoin they have, how many, I don't know, there's multiple Bitcoins here, I don't know. Multiple Ethereum wallets, multiple USD wallets, multiple USDC wallets, and stuff like that. So, and selected audit snapshot time in the drop down menu. I've never done anything like that before, but I guess you can try to audit them using something. But typically those proof of reserves are usually what you guys are looking for when getting into a new exchange. it's the best I think we have right now. I know Binance is probably okay just because of the government kind of keeping a watchful eye over them because of all the criminal activity. Um, but besides that, I don't know if we're gonna get like a deep dive into many exchanges until there's some type of really solid legislation behind it. Um, but I think right now proof of reserves is probably the best we're gonna get, right? See, can I take a look at Hex? Yeah, thanks for asking. Um, crypto right here. Hex USDT. Let's go with, I guess, crypto. She said there's a lot of FUD and hype going on. The FUD is definitely not beating the hype, but what you're seeing is just a very heavy level of resistance right there. And this thing has been known to have some pretty drastic pops. Now, if we go back over here, 2021, it's been coming down for quite a bit of time. Yeah. I mean, if it's able to break above here, you're going to see a lot more hype, and that hype is going to try to take it all the way up here towards like 3 cents over the next few weeks. And right now, it's like just over a penny. So it's at a really interesting spot just because it can easily gap up. Let me go to the weekly chart just to see if there's anything else here. You know, before it gets up to 13 cents, 0.017 definitely seems to be a decent level for to start scaling out. Smaller scale out there, then kind of watch it go up. But it kind of crashed so hard there wasn't too much of a level of support there. What I want to do though is weekly chart. Now that we actually have a confirmed higher low situation working its way out here. Oh yeah, that kind of matches this level right here. Look at that. Matches it pretty well. So I would say you're going to have a little bit more resistance once you start getting up here to 0.017302. But it doesn't look like it's a bad thing to be trading or holding at this point. Even on the 4-hour chart, it just broke out above a Fibonacci level. Oh wow, yeah, it has a lot of volatility when it's just breaking out for the first time, or first time in a while. Not too much, not too much. Yeah, you got some barriers, but I don't think the FUD is having any effect, especially if the price action is looking like this. Now, if there's a FUD or if there's something going on that's like a threat to the token, you would normally see the price crashing at this point in time. So, you know, if you are afraid of something when it comes to FUD, or you know, maybe you're getting more hesitant about it, whatever, you could always move up that stop loss just to protect yourself, and or start scaling out early just to protect yourself. Either one's going to be fine, and then you could leave as much as you want in there, knowing that, you know, if it does crash, your stop loss will kick in, or if you scale out a little bit now and then it goes down, you're still going to be happy with the profit you get overall. There we go, Bitcoin. Try to come back, please. Please, please, please. There we go. Looks a little bit funky right now because Bitcoin started going out of nowhere. Oh, audit the stable coins? That one, I don't know. Honestly, usually I don't know exactly the process for keeping a stable coin stable, but I feel like if there was anybody that can do it, it'd be Binance, right? That's what has me really concerned there. Tether has denied all audits. In fact, says they don't have to pay back your USD and their TOS. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, it's a corporation type thing. I think eventually it'll be regulated that they do. And then if they don't want to comply, we will not be using Tether for anything. We'll be using USDC or something. And I don't think the government's going to bat an eye about it. I don't think many of us would be batting an eye about it, honestly. I want to know. I want to make sure. You know, if I'm not sure about Tether, I may be a little bit more hesitant, you know, about you know, trading with it. But most of the infrastructure is built around Tether, right? It's a massive infrastructure around that sucker, for good and for, you know, for worse. Cup and handle depends on the time frame. Probably, I don't know which one you're looking at. Probably the 15 or so. No, would it be the 15? Maybe the hour? No, there was that head and shoulders, shoulder, head. It must be the 15 or something. Maybe the 5. Maybe on the 1 minute chart, as it's trying to come back up and creep, we have a little bit of a double bottom playing out. Gonna try to come back up here, rejected, and kind of go higher. That could be something. Or if you're talking more about this, it could be an ugly cup, I guess. Not the best cup, because you normally just want to see it do a U formation, but it's okay. You try to see it doing a cup right now if you yeah, kind of. I'd probably just say continuation of the head and shoulders plan that we saw earlier. There you go. But nonetheless, it's still going to have some type of breakout right here, and that's the breakout you want to trade. Hey, Patrick, is there a website to follow U.S. Congress and what they buy and sell? Ooh, I believe it's called Capital Trades. Capital Trades. Because I've used it myself a few times. Nancy Pelosi is great. And I mean that sincerely. She makes some really good trades. If they're like, her trades are so good, it's hard to believe that she's not corrupt. You know what I mean? It's that type of good quality trade. Now, politicians, you can go by politician. Loop. By politician, or you can go by their trades. You can go by stock and sector, stuff like that. Most senators and statesmen that want to look good, they will not necessarily be buying stocks. They'll be buying bonds from their local governments. Yeah, like right here, U.S. Treasury notes. Kathy Manning just sold a bunch of Google. Democrat from the House, North Carolina. I mean, she's selling a fucking shit ton of stuff right now. Her spouse just bought ABBV. That's interesting. Onshore. I don't know what the fuck this is. Onshore Partners. I don't know what that is. It's probably something small. But they bought some of that. 500K to $1 million worth of it. So quite a bit. And then the Republican bought some Treasury notes. Yeah, this. I don't know. She's well, she's not just doing 2 trades. Sometimes it weirds me out, like 3 years maybe. No. She's not just trading these. She's trading a bunch of other stuff. That's why I don't understand how this works sometimes. Because you can see that she was just selling stuff. Or am I getting 2 blondes mixed up? That could just be my, no. Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, yeah. This one's even a brunette. This Kathy Manning one is a little bit different. Yeah, she's pretty active. She's very, very active as far as trading. But this was just published 3 days ago, and she's selling off a lot of Google, Amgen, Aon. Oh, 56 pages of trade. Holy shit, yeah, she's a trader. But yeah, you can go through this and kind of see what people are doing. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to go by committee. Usually the most corrupt ones are those in energy, agriculture, and what's the last one? Healthcare. Usually it's just that way because there's a lot of subsidies that go to those individual sectors. So farmers get a lot of money basically, right? And so you will see a lot of Republicans and Democrats knowing where the money is going and which companies are going to get help. So, if farmers get a whole bunch of stimulus when you're coming from the government, you'll see those same congressmen and women, they'll be buying John Deere or, equipment for farmers, if that makes sense. That's how you kind of get corrupt. But it's interesting. So you can go over here to agriculture, financial services. That's a big one, banking and stuff like that. Small business, no. Budget, banking, housing, and urban affairs, right? And you go over here and you see what people are doing. You got Pete Sessions, Max Miller, Lindsey Graham. See, this is a float rate trend. That's nothing crazy. Meriton, Partners Reverse. That's nothing crazy. Alibaba, that's something from Pete. He's selling it. His spouse is selling it. I should probably do trade size between over $50,000 worth of money. That's usually a decent one to scan for. There you go. Oh, shit. Republicans are poor, apparently. Mark Warner got all the dough. Let's see. But see, even him. Fairfax County, Virginia Small Business Finance, City of Minneapolis. It's nothing crazy here. He just has a lot of money, apparently, to toss into this stuff. It's always interesting to see how rich politicians are. Let's see. French Hill, Schwab, selling Schwab. That was the 11th of January. Treasury bills. Mark Warner is buying a shit ton of stuff, but it's not stock, so it's nothing like dirty. But Mark Warner, why the fuck is he buying so? This is all just Mark, 500,000, 500,000, 500,000 minimum, 250,000. Like, what the heck is this guy doing? This guy must be just looking for bonds. He is like not putting his money into stocks at all right now. Commonwealth of Virginia. Oh, what? Owner self. Yeah. That's interesting. School, asset type. Let's go with crypto. Anything crypto related? Wow, they have to report they bought Bitcoin. She bought about 50,000 Bitcoin back when it back October. Published back in August. Wow, this lady. Oh, Bitcoin's going up still. So she was loading up on Bitcoin. Ah, down here. Oh, she must have heard through the grapevine about the spot Bitcoin ETF. That's just a joke, or maybe I don't know what committee she's on. Let me go over to the 5-minute chart very fast. What committee is she on? Banking, housing, and urban affairs, commerce science. She probably heard through the grapevine. But I mean, also Bitcoin just a great thing to hold, so that's always something. I like that they added crypto in here. Stock. There we go. That way we don't get into all the other stuff. So you can see French Hill buying and selling stuff. Jonathan Jackson, Sheldon White, Tina Smith. They're all doing their stuff. Ooh, 4 days ago. 4 days. That's Tina Smith. Good on you. Good on you. Rick Allen filed after 569 days. Rick Allen, what the fuck? Now it says it's just South State Corporation, nothing crazy there, but wow. I don't know. I don't know how this stock really has been doing. It's been doing a whole bunch of nothing. That's what it's been doing. We gotta go 3 years. Yeah, it's been doing a whole bunch of nothing. That is wild. 900 days filed afterwards. Dude, like, what the fuck was wrong with this guy? I don't like people that don't, here's Bitcoin trying to break out. I don't like people that do shit like that. It's weird. It's fucking really weird to wait that long before you file with the government. Let's see. I asked about BitTorrent before, but can you touch on what you think it's possible for long-term 2 to 5 years? That really depends on Bitcoin, but let me see if I can find it very fast while Bitcoin is just taking another breather here. So basically what you need to have happen is a few things. So this is BitTorrent. It's not gonna you're not gonna see all the previous move when it was all the way down here because how they rechanged everything. Basically with the new numbers that we have, which are different than the old ones, the market cap is still around $900 billion, I believe. It's not $900 million, excuse me. And I think it's kind of on the verge of $1 billion. I think over the next few years, as we kind of zoom out here as best we can, you should see it, again, so far from the bottom to where we are now, it's up 109%. What you're looking at, I'm just going to try to pull out a few things here because this is going to be rough since we don't actually have as much data since it's like a newer thing. At the higher end of this place up here, we may actually go up even all the way up here or something higher when it comes to this bull market rally, maybe even higher. But I think for a traditional, just don't go, like if I'm not trying to be crazy and exciting, the 932 level, there's a bunch of zeros ahead of it. I'm not going to go into that, but the 932 level, that's going to be good. If you're trying to think long term, it can get back up here, but honestly, it's going to be hard to forecast this with the data that we have so far. Maybe the Bybit one is a little bit better. See, it's just, as soon as they made that change, there just hasn't been much in order to look at here. This needs to go back to chart. Does that fix it? There you go. A little bit of resistance up here. Well, this is only 2021 too. Yeah, so. I mean, we are breaking out of a level of, or we're trying to break out a level of resistance right now. No, this is Bitcoin to USD. What the fuck is going on right here? BTCC. That explains why I was so confused. BTT. Bitfinex. Yeah, I think this shows it because this shows before and after their little adjustment thing and how it kind of changed everything up. But basically, we should be going up higher. I would give it a multiple of maybe 10,000% over the next like 3 to 5 years. Just because it does have a small market cap right now, they're gonna have to change some stuff up. But I don't know. I've been buying Bitcoin. I own quite a bit of it, but man, ever since they changed the denominations and stuff, it's really ticked me off about this whole situation. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, by the way. But yeah, it's going to be hard just because of the way the charts are working. The market cap, though, is still nice and small. It's not something I'm going to aggressively buy in the future, though. I'm going to be selling some of it off for sure once we reach all-time highs with Bitcoin and stuff, because since it is a small market cap and it has a lot of fans around it, I'm anticipating a pretty nice move just alone with this rally we're looking at. I see all crypto going down because if they have to offer a service, they will have to. If not, get beat by competitor. Example, Sidecoin versus Storage. Crypto tokens aren't going to end up being necessarily like, reporting earnings and stuff like that. It's going to be very difficult, but the way the government is going to have to try to manage everything is they're going to try to have rules for only cryptocurrency in America. Which is a very weird thing because, you can buy Bitcoin anywhere. It's, Binance is everywhere. Faradesk, BYDFi, Bybit, Femex, you can find a lot of these exchanges all over the world. So America doesn't really have control over all the exchanges. What they can try to do is lock themselves out of the global market and say, hey, like in Binance, you can only have Binance US. You can only have Faradesk US or KuCoin US. It'll really tick a lot of people off. So I don't think they're going to go down that route just because, politics is politics. You want to be reelected. But there are going to have to be some rules and more regulations about what type of tokens could possibly show up on exchanges. I think that's true. So you're going to have to see some type of business there. But, when it comes down to what happens in 15 to 20 years, 10 years, whatever, when talking about how useful a cryptocurrency is and stuff like that, yeah, the market's going to control a lot more stuff. But as long as Bitcoin leads all altcoins, it becomes very difficult for people to want to trade a cryptocurrency like stocks, right? When I go into stocks, I could trade Disney much differently than I trade Apple. And I'm not looking at Tesla when I'm looking to buy Microsoft. They're two completely different companies. So I don't look at them like that. With crypto, if Bitcoin's going up, I believe a lot of crypto, a lot of other altcoins I believe a lot of altcoins are going to be going up. So you can have that ease of, Bitcoin's going up, time to buy. Happy, there we go. You can't necessarily say, oh, Nvidia is breaking out. That means I should be buying Home Depot. It's a little bit different. And the government's not able at this time to really understand cryptocurrency too much. So, let alone enforce it. So there's just going to be a huge problem until they're able to kind of get their act together. And it's going to take a long time. If you go over and you talk with, like a Logan Paul situation. Logan Paul scam people, right? Scam people, according to CoffeeZilla. Because for legal reasons, I do not know if he truly scammed people, but CoffeeZilla said he scammed a lot of people. I believe CoffeeZilla. Let's just say that. I don't want to get sued by Logan Paul now. And basically, let's say the government wanted to go after him because he scammed a lot of people. The government is still, to this day, trying to build up an infrastructure layer for those lawyers and experts to understand exactly what laws Logan Paul broke so they can prosecute him in a court and things like that. I think there was a basketball player a few weeks ago, Dwight Howard or something. He rugged a project that he was on. So, a project that he was promoting was rugged on. He's not facing any problems. He's on like 3 separate rugs, right? So they're building up the infrastructure right now. It's going to take a very long time for that to happen. However, once the infrastructure is in place, oh my God, the enforcement level is going to be insane. They're going to be watching everything. They talk about like decentralized. No, it's going to be freaking centralized to crazy way. And imagine AI, the government using AI to kind of track everything when it comes to crypto. It'll be from looking down, top down. It's going to be really fun to see how they do it. But if you are a bad actor, you're just going to be like, what the fuck? And what's so funny is like, they're talking about how bad crypto is right now, you know, but like banking is still like 1,000 times worse when it comes to scams, manipulation, everything. But the government doesn't know how to really articulate their thoughts. Remember when we were talking about AI, the AI hearings or the social media hearings? Our senators and House members and stuff like that, they have no idea what they're talking about. No idea whatsoever. The tea is still a little too hot, but that's okay. Try not to cough anymore. But yeah, they'll figure out a way to deal with it. It's just going to take quite a bit of time, and that's it, like a lot of time. Like by the time they do it, I'm not even going to be living in America anymore. I'm going to be over in freaking Panama, and think of how long it's going to take Panama to create laws around cryptocurrency. There's just none. Like here. Right? Based on legislation, Panamanians may freely agree on the use of crypto assets, including without limitation Bitcoin and Ethereum, as an alternative payment method, payment for any civil or commercial operation. So you can be spending your crypto and stuff on there, but no trading rule, heavy regulations and stuff like that. Panama Supreme Court rejects crypto law. There's just a whole bunch of weird stuff in here, and some of the stuff is probably good for crypto, some of the stuff is probably bad for crypto, but honestly, there are rules, even here in America, there's going to be so many ups and downs to them. For me, I'm going over to the Washington State Capitol, which is maybe a half an hour, 45-minute drive south of me, later in February, and I'm going for something called okay, hold on. I got a lawyer's phone number in here, and he texted me exactly what it is. All right, there you go. Demo day, basically. Day, February 21, and then not Panama, but Olympia. Oh, I didn't spell Olympia right, but that's okay. No, it's Dunlop Sports. I don't know, but yeah. And I'm gonna go talk to a couple of my local congressmen and women about cryptocurrency. It's a weird thing. Let's see, what's my opinion on ERC 404? I have no idea what it is, so I have no real opinion on it. If it's a cryptocurrency that has a low market cap, just be careful with it. That's typically what I would say. It's always fun to go to buy into a risky crypto asset. It's just making sure that you don't put too much money there. Why am I fucking hacking up a lung right now? Maybe it's from the cigar last night, but I don't know. Every time I smoke a cigar, I brush my teeth for like a cool 10 minutes, and then I gargle some mouthwash. Let's say Chainlink is about a solid project that you can ask for, Big Toledo. Yeah, that's a really good one right there. Let me go right there. Oh, thanks for subscribing, my man Gallo. There we go. Can I do this right here, or does that have to work? There we go. There we go. All right. Trying to wait for Bitcoin to break out. We got 2 breakout levels, by the way, if you guys are just joining us. We got this first one. This is from yesterday's move. This is from yesterday's high. This is the big one up here. Let me actually make this into a white. There you go. A white breakout line, and the red one can be above it. Red always seems more dramatic than white, right? Loki, stop doing that. Good boy. I'm basically just being patient here. Let me see if anything else is going up. I know I have some bonk. That still seems to be doing okay. Yeah, it's still doing fine. Chili's is down a little bit, but you're seeing it starting to rear up again. Looks like it fell down quite a bit yesterday when Bitcoin was going down. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it was almost a shoulder right there. That's a very ugly shoulder, but it was trying. Even that one was trying. Excess. Ooh, there we go. Talking about a breakout. That's what we want to see Bitcoin do over the next few minutes. Comp still trying to wait. Comp broke out, but it's kind of stagnating all of a sudden. Crow, it's fine. These are 15-minute charts, by the way, everybody, so don't expect them to be like glorious or anything. They're going to look very flat or very exciting, but most are going to be kind of flat. Dot's making a move up to resistance levels. Solana's making a move up towards resistance levels. Dogecoin Mars. Oh, not much volatility here or liquidity, it looks like, but still looking at those resistance levels here. So just like Bitcoin, you're seeing a lot of altcoins hit up against those resistance levels, and they're all looking for an opportunity to break out all at once. I'm hoping that more could break out, though, before Bitcoin. Just because Bitcoin can't break out doesn't mean an altcoin can't, even though Bitcoin's price action does have a pretty solid effect on a lot of other altcoins out there. Spell token still moving. Oh, geez, we were just talking about this a few minutes ago, and all of a sudden, off to the races. I own this, but this is a very low market cap token, so it doesn't really take a lot of money to make money. I think it's in one of my watch lists here. Is it in the coins that haven't popped yet one? Let's see. No. A low market cap watch list. No, it's, oh yeah, here it is right here. Yeah, it's right here, spell token. Some of these tokens have been doing okay. Want to see why I have this low market cap watch list? Some of them are good, some of them are not. You know, it's a real big gamble. Last 90 days, a couple of them are for 700%, 300%, 200, a lot of 100s and so forth. Some are down 55%, 55, 46, 42. Huge risk when it comes to these low market cap tokens. But I don't know. I buy them all the same because if they go big, they go big. And if one goes big, honestly, it takes care of all the losses of of the other ones. But they're all high risk for sure. But spell tokens are making a nice little pop right now, which I'm really excited about. Everything else seems to be just okay, though. How is NMR? I need to add some of these on here. NMR, fetch. Let's go with those two for now. Fetch and NMR AI plays. Okay, they're still hitting up those levels of resistance. This is the daily chart. Hitting a resistance, and then NMR. I've been still doing okay. Fell down over the past few days. I thought we were going to have a little more of a move yesterday, but it looks like we're still trying to just hit some of those levels of resistance. All right, I can deal with that for now. I'm hoping we get a little bit of a stronger move, though, on NMR primarily. I think I even have... Oh, Ajax is the other one. Ajax is the other one. That's the one I like, too. But Ajax... How is Ajax doing right now? It's grinding, but honestly, it's not like it's doing anything incredible at this point. The daily chart, though, you know, I'm happy with what I see here. Anything else I can think of here? Big time is still down. Fetch, fine. Yeah, so far we're looking okay, though. All right, back to Bitcoin, because it's the important big player here. You can see the consolidation happening. You can see the breakout happening like 10 minutes or something like that. Let's hope it doesn't take that long, but you know, consolidation's consolidation. You'll probably look and see a lot of people using Solana, by the way, too. I've been in Seattle, and Solana's been doing a lot of negotiations with larger companies that have their headquarters here. It's pretty interesting. You'd be surprised how many companies are talking about making their own NFTs right now. Not the type of NFTs that you sell primarily, like, you know, you're talking about like a piece of like a monkey on a thing, but as part of a marketing tactic to build a community around their products, you know. And if you sign up and you get a free NFT, that NFT is basically like a 10% off code every single time you visit their website, right? So the loyal community people can get rewarded that way. And so you physically have to have the NFT in your wallet, though, in order to actually access it. And that's a lot better than trying to say, hey, here's a code. You can share the code with anybody. You know, then in order to fix that, they have like, oh yeah, only the first 100 people that use the code are able to get the benefit. This is just, if you have the NFT, you can do it. So NFTs, I think, are going to be great, but not the NFTs that we're used to. That's the part I've just been like, I haven't been attracted to NFTs all too much. Oh, and hey, Flame K, happy to have you as always. Oh, it's right here. If another crypto offers a better product at a better price, and the determining off price is why wouldn't people want market price down? Eventually, it does. But again, crypto markets are not stock markets. They're not going to be that way for a very long time. Cryptocurrencies can lose favor for a number of reasons, but it's about the more overall health of the company and not so much the quarter to quarter things, right? But they'll get there eventually. For now, you just got to approach it a whole different way because they're not stocks. Hey Shane, I still have my 30x Sol trade going. Do you think it'll break out tonight? Well, Bitcoin's trying to break out sometime in the next hour or so, even sooner. Daily chart, it's been breaking out bit by bit. I don't know about breaking out. Like, it can break above maybe 114, like we talked about 115. Breaking above 126 today? No, probably not. 4-hour chart, 2-hour chart. So this is a 2-hour chart. We had a breakout yesterday around 10 a.m. Oh, this was the 7th, excuse me, 10 a.m. That was been working out ever since. 4-hour chart. Anything else really happening? No, we kind of had this one, and it's trying to hold above that. You can imagine like an order block from here to here. I'll take this off just because I don't think we need it. But yeah, there's a good chance we can break and hit above 114, 115. That's for sure. But yeah, getting back up here to like 127, that's going to be a very hard ask. Maybe until next week at least. Next week starts tomorrow here. Oh, and there is a reminder: I will not be streaming tomorrow because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and I want to take the day off and enjoy myself. Which means all morning I'm playing with Loki. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to a cigar lounge and drinking beer, having fun, and watching a football game and smoking cigars. So, no stream tomorrow. So, even if Bitcoin is soaring, you will not see me posting anything unless maybe it's like a 10 second to a couple minute video like through my phone or something. So, just be aware of that. You guys can watch the 24-hour streams, which a lot of people have been watching lately. I'm surprised how many people have been loading up on those. Oh, I crashed it. There we go. Okay. If I go over here to YouTube, go over to my channel, live. So far, people have been enjoying those streams, so I'm happy about that. X out of here, X out of the politician stuff. Everything over here is still working fine. Binance is still fine, and 64 days into the halving. That's really nice. There we go. Hey, Pablo. Oh, yeah, dude, I'm going to enjoy it. Remember, I don't take too many days off. It's already been a fucking rough week because, my only friend in the fucking state went to prison. And so, like, I'm pretty much, like, still trying to make acquaintances and stuff. And I was talking to a couple friends I have outside, the state because I have lots of friends, but not many inside the state. And that's why I like to travel so much to see all the friends I have. Now I'm starting to make more friends, I would say. But again, a friend to me is somebody that I've known for at least like 5 years, and I've known them for a long time. Maybe it starts off, I call them friend after like maybe a year. It takes a while for me to make an actual true friend. So right now I'm just like mugging my way through life. That's why I got Loki. We're going to be going out to the parks and stuff a little bit more. No, we actually go quite enough, so maybe not too much more, but maybe trying out different parks and stuff like that. And hey, Big T, Bitcoin is only a speculative asset, yes, legally speaking. Yeah, that's what makes it great because each government basically gets to decide what it is. Some governments are going to call it a currency, some are going to call it a commodity. It's going to be interesting to see how the whole world kind of goes. Because I guarantee China's going to call it something different than America, which is going to call it something different from India, which is going to call it something from Venezuela, from Chile to Spain to African countries, right? Zimbabwe. And somehow it's going to end up being a global exchange. I don't understand the infrastructure behind that yet. And, you know, there'll be an exchange war because every country has their own financial interest by like their own bankers who want to make more money. So you may see a level of protectionism in the crypto space as well. So you may see a new country, not a new country, a country that wants to have an exchange. They may say, we don't want any American exchanges here. We don't want to have a Kraken or a Coinbase or whatever. We only want to have our exchange. And so they'll go with some Latin American exchange, and they'll have their own exchange and, you know, some of that. And so, but, you know, where the money is, like America, Asia, you know, Europe, they're going to really control the market prices for the whole world, but it's just going to be a whole different layer. It's going to be fun, you know. As far as someone that likes to see the future and some of that, or thinking about the future of crypto, it's going to be a really good thing. Where's Loki at? Oh no, yeah. He was ready to pounce. Yeah, there you go. You're a good boy. You're a very good boy. I got coconut oil on my head, so he keeps on trying to lick it off, though. Yeah. He's a big fan of the coconut oil for whatever reason, but he doesn't get to lick it all too often, because normally I'm like, no. Yep, I do. Being bald has its challenges. Hey Shane, I've been disappointed in Crow's performance lately. Crow is something that likes to have these really big pops and phases. I would agree with you with being disappointed by it. I would still, I'm still holding. I'm not saying I would be holding. I am still holding it. And it's been doing okay in the long term, medium term. It's just been like, last few months have been like, you know, I'm expecting more of it. I started using Crow a little bit just to get more familiar with it. And I think I even bought some assets on it. Now, it's not a lot of assets, but maybe just a few $100, but I got Singularity Net with his Ajax. I got Fetch AI, and I got Numair. So just more fucking AI plays in here. But let me see. How do I? Let's see. I wish I knew when exactly I bought it. So it's like this Fetch AI. I don't want to leave Bitcoin too long because it feels like it's getting ready to make an attempt here. But I bought it right here on this dip on the 25th. So yeah. So far it's positive. I'm happy about that. But these are just long-term things where I'm seeing it, how this works. Like so far today I'm up like $30. So, you know, shows how much money I really have in all these tokens. There we go. 5-minute chart consolidation. Basically just waiting to not break these higher lows and then have a nice little pop off here. It should happen in a few minutes if it's going to happen at all. Give Loki a big ass hug too this weekend. Oh, dude, the guy wakes me up by jumping on me, and then he like lays down like this, and he gets like a full belly rub for like the first 15 minutes every morning when I'm waking up. Although, I don't know if he likes hugs too much. He likes hugs when he's laying down, but I don't think I've given him too many hugs where he's like jumping up on top of me because he thinks I'm gonna like chase him, and then like he just wants to run around and he wants me to chase him, but I'm not chasing him into my house. You know how much like shit he's broken in my in my house. Like here. Here. Hug, Loki. Hug. See, I end up just giving him like pets. If I wrap my hands around, he gets freaked out and he's like, whoa. I can't see what your hands are doing. And then he just panics with it. Like, where's Loki? Where's Loki at? Where's Loki? Oh, see? And knocking down my expensive Ray-Ban glasses and my expensive headphones. Where's Loki? Where's Loki? Where's Loki? Yeah, I see you. Then he goes straight for the hands. He's a big chewer. So he's looking for something to chew all the time. I'm gonna leave my glasses on the ground, but I don't want you to break them, okay? As soon as I got serious, he just started sitting down because he's waiting for something. He's like, okay, what do I do? What's the job? You are perfectly fine. You can go back to being playing. BRICS country exchange, that could be interesting. See, my issue with BRICS, and like really, I think they're gonna do well over time, but they squabble amongst themselves quite a bit because they're all trying to make a supremacy, right? They're trying to figure out who's the big boy. Really, the big boy is going to be China. It's always going to be China. India can make a dark horse comeback, I guess you could say, but Russia's out of the mix. South Africa, a joke. So, you know, they can try to have one, but they just need to focus on making something of an international currency that can flow back and forth. The global South pretty much is getting more and more ticked off with America. You know, I think that's just kind of something we all know. Go over here to Earth. Okay, Bitcoin, don't break down, please, by the time we come back. So this is, oh, that's Mansa. That's why I was thinking of living before I decided over here on Panama. You know, this is the Earth. You know, pretty much Mexico and below, they really don't like us. I would say they're friendly because they have to be. But we meddle a little bit too much. We patronize them a little bit too much, honestly, right? And because we have power, we obviously have the better side of the deals. And that, you know, I benefited them from that plenty. Not afraid to admit that. But, you know, basically, they want to be able to get their own blocks in order so they can stand up to America and they can have better chances at negotiating and being at those big tables. Like a G7 conference, you know, Latin America probably can't get into the G7 conference, but, you know, as a group, they're like, yeah, we got a pretty strong fucking GDP. Let us in. You know, or there's going to be consequences. We're gonna not trade with you guys as much, and we'll give our trade over to India or something. Maybe not the best example, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. You know, you go over here to Asia, below China. They're not too happy with America. I think they're fine. Luckily for us, they hate China more. India, I don't know. India and us, I don't know exactly how our relationships are at. We kind of don't like them much. No. I don't think Biden likes Moody, and I don't think Moody likes Biden much. But, you know, again, who knows? Middle East, you know, they're kind of crazy over there right now. Africa, they really don't like us, but they really hate Europe. I don't think they really hate America as much, but I think they feel disrespected. So they are saying, hey, we can work with America, or we can work with Asia, you know? And then, you know, it's basically a bidding war between China and America. Who wants to pay the most? Which is always kind of a fun thing to think about. Let's see. Oh, give Loki a hug from the community. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. What do you call it? Yeah, he'll get a big hug. Right now, he's just licking his leg and like chilling out. Loki, he's 2.5 years old. He'll turn 3 in July. So he's still a bit of a pup. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. It takes a lot to tire him out, though, unfortunately. So that means I'm out and doing a whole bunch of stuff all day with him. They might unite to wreck the U.S. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I mean, they're trying. What BRICS means to me is more of a threatening of influence. America has a large amount of influence. That influence is in decline for a number of reasons. You know, wars in the Middle East, we're not controlling our debt. Right now, whatever, according to like the special counsel, there's like Biden can't remember simple shit. Oh, we're breaking down. Fuck. You know, there's just a whole bunch of stuff basically going on, and that influence is waning, right? You know, just a couple years ago, maybe during Obama and well, see, it's hard, right? It's like you know, we gotta look back historically. Sure, Putin didn't invade Russia when Trump was in office, but he did invade when Obama was in office, not when Bush was in office. But you know, he's been a provocateur for a while, and that influence, like that afraid part of the brain, is just not there. I think he was probably afraid of Trump a little bit, just because Trump's like a fucking, like, I dare you, I double dog, triple dog dare you. You know, sorry to use like kid language, but you know, like he's like, come at me, try, you know, try and let's see what happens. And I think he was kind of Trump was a little too uncertain. Biden's pretty certain. I'm surprised Obama was okay with the invasion of Crimea. A lot of weird stuff going over the past 10 years, not just with like, American politics. There has been a coup in Myanmar or whatever. Just a lot of weird stuff. The world will get past it, but if you're stuck in the situation, you're not going to be happy with it. Imagine being one of the Ukrainian frontline soldiers. That sucks. Let's see. Egypt uses Cargo X for their blockchain. Exactly, yeah. They're all going to have their different subsets and whatnot, and I think that's going to be a good thing. Jasmine, how high can it go? 30 cents maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little bit less. It really depends on how high you're thinking Bitcoin's going. But right now America's just losing influence. America says something, the world is like, yeah, no. You have to be more aggressive. It feels like, the world, the West and parts of the East, like China and Russia, we've kind of gotten kind of content, haven't we? We got nice houses. If you guys have ever visited Latin America or other parts of the third world, the developing nations, whatever you want to call them. You see people that are not living in the best of circumstances. I'm 29, I got a freaking whole house. I'm living in it. I don't even need all this space, but I have it nonetheless. Part of the way the world works, right? Latin America is mad, divided, and coups will just be done like the US did to most if trade is blocked as a tactic. See, depends on who's backing Latin America this time, though. There's a whole bunch of things. And I would say America doesn't want to make we're getting totally off topic, but America doesn't want Latin America to hate it. They'd want to work together. And something we're seeing right now is primarily in our country, Republicans are getting into this space where we don't want to meddle as much. It used to be Democrats didn't want to go to war, didn't want to meddle. Now Democrats are more pro-war, and Republicans are like, no, we don't want to spend money over Ukraine and stuff like that. But they will send over money to Israel. It's a freaking weird thing, right? And so, I'm more of the standpoint that I don't really want to send much money over to Ukraine, but that's because I know a lot of Ukrainians are racist. So, different complete reasons. But it's just a weird situation. There's nothing I can, say that make it even better, but it's just weird. And hey, Walter, yeah, it's been a long time since I got Loki, but oh my god, he was so freaking tiny. He was the tiniest little thing. I think the department that the EU maybe is going to be a problem for Europe for sure. Europe is in a weird spot because they're just so tiny, right? Their power comes from their wealth and their high tech industries. What happens if India just targets all those industries and sells everything that they're doing for half the price? And if you think about it, again, India is right here. India could sell all that stuff to China if they wanted to, or China could sell back and forth if they have the economy to absorb a lot of stuff. Africa, right here by India, could easily sell it there, just like it's going from Europe. Latin America, they have options. India is really freaking far away, so you're probably going to have to go like below Africa, go over here, or Latin America, going over to Europe. Still quite a bit of ways, though. But, I'm like looking at, what is it? Switzerland, apparently, or is it Swiss or Swiss? I don't know. Maybe I'll just say Switzerland. They make really good chocolate, right? Or maybe I don't know if is it Sweden? No, it's Switzerland, I think. Swedish chocolate? I don't know. Anyway, they make really good chocolate. Well, they don't grow any cocoa beans over here. What happens when Africa gets more developed and they're like, hey, we want to make our own cocoa beans. We're also going to make our own chocolate over here, and we will send that chocolate over to Europe to be sold. That means all the manufacturing, everything is done over here. So all these people make the money, right? The best that Europe can do right now over the next, 100, 200 years is try to have money that goes over here to fund that, where these guys are the office workers, these guys are the manufacturers, but the middle class gets fucking carved out of Europe if that's the case, and it goes down here. So it's a weird one. It's a weird one for sure. But it's going to be happening in a lot of other places, you know. Remember when we keep on talking about all the jobs leaving America? People don't want the jobs, whatever. You know, people really don't want every single job out there. Heck, you know, when I was out of college and I was looking for a job, you know, I was extremely picky with my job. I would just not. There's a lot of jobs I would not do, even though the money was good. Wouldn't do it. I was talking. I visited my friend over in jail the other day, and I was, you know, it's my first time in jail. Never been there, so I was like, ooh, this is pretty interesting. And I was talking with one of the guards. And he was explaining to me that, yeah, he didn't think he was ever going to do this job, but, you know, they offered him like $55 an hour. And I was like, damn, I could see how somebody who really doesn't like the prison system, they can change their mind for $50 an hour. $50 an hour is 50 times 160. That's, you know, normal monthly load. That's $8,000 a month before you start taking out taxes. And in Washington, we have no income tax. $8,000. That is a good, you know, a good pay to be working at a prison. Yeah, especially because your life can be in danger and stuff like that. See, hey Pablo, yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely, it can definitely hurt. That's for sure. I'm in Libya. Everyone doesn't like America, but we put up with them. Yeah, that's our power. We, you know, which one is better for crypto, Biden or Trump? Probably Trump. I don't think Biden really knows too much about crypto, to be honest. He's been kind of leaving that to the SEC, which is, you've seen how bad that's been going, and Elizabeth Warren. I don't think there's an Elizabeth Warren in the Republican Party right now in the Senate or in the House that's like very anti-crypto. Um, but it just goes back to the base of Democratic and Republican parties. Democrats like more regulation, and there's actually upsides to that. But then, you know, Republicans want more freedom there, which are definitely upsides to that as well. So both sides have their ups and downs. But since we don't really have much law around crypto at all, the first set of laws is probably going to be pretty laxed anyway. And then as we kind of have more governments over the years, there's going to be more regulation, more regulation. You're not going to stop it once it starts. And then eventually something crazy will happen, and then the regulation will be even higher, right? Like every time we have a crypto winter, typically that'd be enough for the government to be like, oh my God, this crisis, we have to have regulation. And they would implement something in there. But because not a lot of Americans actually own cryptocurrency, you're not seeing that, oh my God, I lost everything. You know, there's not enough people doing that. Like, you know, thousands of people lost their houses. That was a horrible story. You compare that to the thousands of people that lost their wallets on not FairDesk, FTX and sell stuff like that. You know, the sympathy, the empathy really isn't there to cause major change. They tried, but then remember, Sam Bankman-Fried's fingerprints were all over that bill, so they had to scrap it. Europe can sell to almost everyone in the world. At least we Dutch can. Or it depends on the specific good that's being sold. I think in Europe, the smaller the country, the better they're going to be off. Some of those larger countries, from European standards, like a Germany or a France, they're going to have a lot more poor people to deal with over the next few decades. And I don't know how they solve it. I mean, America's not even solving our homeless issue, so, you know, I'm not going to say like America's better than that. But it's just going to be an issue that's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse because the value the country can produce is going to go down. Only so many countries are going to be making high-tech semiconductors, right? And even America's pushing to high semiconductor capacity. That's not good for Taiwanese semiconductor company. That's not good for them. It's good for NVIDIA. You know, it's good for IBM, but it's not good for TSM. You go over here, look at TSM stock price. Look at this. AI has been able to help them so much, you know, because of all the drama around China, and then we're putting our own CHIPS Act into place, so we're going to be competing with them, basically. But if they were in America, right, and they were able to get all the subsidies and stuff like that, or even more subsidies, you know what happened? The bottom of the chart would look something more like this, and they'd be looking more like an Nvidia or AMD, which is going sky high. But this lapse right here, that's pretty much due to China. That's part of it. But them going to have a lot of competition going forward. That competition is going to be insane. Especially because we don't, if it's made here in America, we don't have to transport it to, across a whole fucking ocean, basically. But those are going to be some good jobs. Those are going to be some really good jobs. If you guys have a kid that likes to do just like manufacturing work, some of that, go have them take some classes and work and get started in that field of semiconductor work. They'll make a killing. $50 an hour is like 47 to 47 euro an hour here, quite a lot. Oh yeah, it's plenty. It's a lot of money. It's a decent, good amount of money. There are tons of people that would kill to make $50 an hour here. I think the average pay in Washington is like $17 to $20 an hour. It's much more than what it used to be, but prices are much more than they used to be. So, I mean, you can get beat up in prison, low roller coaster. Yeah, sure. But I mean, usually they're going to be fine. Not every prison is some heavy, maximum security prison. Most prisons are pretty docile people. They're just bad lot in life. They were brought up in a bad neighborhood. All they know is crime. Then once they're in the system, they kind of just get churned into this, taken out, brought back in. But not everybody is incredibly violent. Although there are tons of violent criminals out there. Check the Netherlands. Oh, I know how small the Netherlands is. But, if you guys have something you can sell, you'll be fine. Or if you guys can make yourself a tourist haven. Remember, even Dubai is trying to make themselves more touristy. And that's why they're using all this oil profits to do all these mega projects. I don't know how good that's going to be because maintaining mega projects seems like a pain. But they're going to give it a shot. That's for sure. So what I mean is that if our government does it good next couple of years financially, we're good. Oh yeah. Each government has to take priority though. Like, is the government willing to sacrifice and make other people suffer? Like in Europe right now, I only watch a couple of European news channels every now and again on YouTube. It's like DW, I think it was German, and maybe France 24 because they have like an English broadcast. I think right now what I've been hearing is farmers are pissed off. And farmers have to do bureaucracy work with all the paperwork and shit, which is wild, right? Because farmers should just farm. Farming is a lifestyle. You don't want to be doing paperwork every single day. Stuff like that, right? Who's going to be sacrificed by countries, or will they be? At the end of the day, it's can you afford it? Not every country can just plop a whole bunch of debt like America. We have so much freaking debt. It's sad. See. Oh, get to decide your pay. That's a really good one. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna call it a day right now. Bitcoin's consolidating a little bit more. If it starts to go back up, I'll probably try to hop back on. But I'm gonna take today and I'm gonna go back outside with Loki and let him run around a little bit more because I'm busy. I'm going to be busy tomorrow. So again, thank you everybody for watching. If Bitcoin finishes off this consolidation and goes a little bit higher, I'll be back. But right now, we're seeing a little bit of a double top coming back down to consolidate, and we'll see how much further it wants to go down. But Loki, as you guys can see right here, he's ready to go. Yeah. And I also need to get some food into my system because I haven't eaten today. Luckily, I was able to eat last night though. So see you guys a little bit later, and thanks again for watching.